The meaning of the movie. Author Orpheus on Read for Minutes, published on the 21st of September 2021, updated on the 21st of September 2021. This movie premiered in January 2014. Director Mojang Satrapi managed to realize an incredible story about a funny guy, Jerry. He was mentally ill, so he has to take hallucinogenic drugs to ease his moral state. From the effects of the pills, it seems to him that his cat suggests him to start killing people, and his dog starts to convince him that Jerry as a person is very good. He cannot live without medication, constantly taking them, and because of this he kills Fiona, who comes to him in the form of a ghost. Jerry comes to his senses and throws away the pills, but the hallucinations do not leave him alone. Jerry invites Lisa to the abandoned house where he learned of his mother's insanity. The mother asked him to help her commit suicide, and he agreed. Lisa finds out about it and comforts Jerry. Next, Lisa comes to visit Jerry. She is frightened by what is going on there. She runs away from him, but Jerry proves to be stronger. He cuts off her head. The same thing happens to Allison. He commits a lot of murders, and at the end of the movie he goes to heaven and meets his family and those he killed. The guy apologizes to everyone and the movie ends with Jesus appearing and dancing with everyone. What is the point of this movie? It's about the fact that each person has to make his own way. Everyone has his own way, and the task of each person is to pass this obstacle with dignity, so that later it would not be scary and problematic to accept yourself as you have become throughout your life. At the end of life, a person should think over all the things he has done and ask for forgiveness from people to whom he has done something bad. This is what happens if you take the whole process of life into consideration. If we take into account some separate situations, then after them it is also important to think about what happened and analyze your actions and words. For example, if you have quarreled with a loved one, it is very important to overcome your pride and be the first to ask for forgiveness. If the person and the relationship with him are very valuable, try to keep them and find the strength to keep the family together. Human life is really very short to waste it on quarrels and other horrible things that only alienate people from each other. Love and acceptance is what will save even the most neglected relationships, but the eagerness for change must be there on all sides of the relationship. The movie reveals another very important theme, the theme of violence. The desire to hurt others sprouts from the very childhood, especially Jerry had a reason for it. He killed his mother at her own request, because he loved her very much. Violence is the desire to hurt someone, the same pain that he himself once had to endure. A person cannot bear the pain that lurks in his soul, so he tries to unleash it on someone. Violence inflicted on a person contributes to the development of moral and mental disorders. This is fraught with the emergence of a chain, each link of which will be a person who has suffered violence. In the movie there is no direct indication of what became the reason for the desire to kill and cause pain. This can be guessed if you analyze everything that happens to the protagonist. The audience reviews this movie as very strange and incomprehensible, but many people say that the movie is interesting. It is worth only as deep as possible to understand the causes of the hero's mental disorders. Everyone says that there is no fiction in the movie, the hero is just mentally ill, and his hallucinations are normal for such a disease. Also, a lot of attention is paid to taking pills. They provoke such hallucinations, but perhaps without them it would be easier to relate to the world around. The movie is definitely worth watching. The viewer can familiarize himself with how a mentally ill person behaves, what violence is and how it affects the development of his psyche and attitude to the world around him. There is a lot of hatred and incomprehensible thoughts in such people, but they still exist and have the right to live next to ordinary people. It is just necessary to protect both one and the other from unforeseen situations. Admin